Hi, hi everyone. This is this is Yuan. Welcome to the presentation for our group. The Chinese company Cbana acquired 51% stock in the England company Hermes. Now the manager of Cbana company is contacting us, hoping that we can provide some guidance to help them back campaign the cost culture management. We have completed the survey. Please see our presentation. Firstly, Jason will compare the market in the development of China and the UK from motor and goods. Secondly, the specific will talk about the background of Siberian political culture change in the UK. And then Chi-Chen will ask the culture difference that Siberian may encounter in the UK. Finally, Hassan will propose the build straight to help management. Okay, now welcome to Jason talk about.
Okay, so I will introduce the microenvironment analysis between the China and United Kingdom. The first, I will use the economic aspect, then social cultural, then political legal. First of all is economic. So we can see the left hand, the picture that is nominal GDP in 2019. The China is second large country in the world. They got a 14.34 trillion, and the United Kingdom is 2.83 trillion. On the right hand, the first picture is on employment rate. For United Kingdom is about 5% and in 2020, and below that is China. It's about 5.5%. So next, social cultural. In United Kingdom, when you go to a restaurant, you need to pay the tips. But in China, when you go to the restaurant, you don't need to pay that. And the food, there's so different. For example, this breakfast, the United Kingdom they will eat the sausage, the eggs, and beans. And in China, they will eat the soy milk and rice bowl and cha xiao bao, like that. And the meal tool in China, they will use the chopstick, and the United Kingdom, they usually use fork and knife. Then the next point is private questions. In United Kingdom, they will not always talk about the personal question to other peoples. They just only maybe talk about the weather. And in China, especially during the Chinese New Year, the family member will ask very personal question to you like, uh, how is your salary, and when do you got to marry, like very personal questions. And the last point is tea time. In United Kingdom, they got a tea time this culture, but in China, they don't have the time like that. And the third part is political legal. In China, there are parliamentary republic and communism. In United Kingdom, there are parliamentarism, constitution, monarchs, and my part is for now. So let's move on to the show. Zab.
Hello, my name is Sayyid Muhammad Shahid Kazmi, and today I would like to discuss about the micro environmental analysis and potential challenges that could be faced by a multinational company, which is operating overseas. Cultural differences and relevant strategies uh, can be tackled, or these can be the major problem for the business as well. There's a question. Culture. What does it mean? Culture refers to a collective dispute of knowledge, experiences, beliefs, values, attitudes, and religion, and many other things which mostly every country has different culture, and so they have to follow that as well. If we talk about the within the if we talk about within the business field, particularly marketing sector, has a long studied the influence of culture and consumption level of several products, which I would be showing to my knowledge of C banner. Culture differences and lack of culture understanding do lead to failure of several giant businesses, which should be or which should be a concern point by the C banner. I would Firstly I would like to talk about the microeconomical environmental analysis. As you can see on the screens, the biggest difference between China and the UK is that UK is uh, consider China is having a regulated government. If we talk about UK is constitutional monarchy, and China has a big, like, China's literacy rate is higher, but as if we talk about UK as well, UK's literacy rate is good as well, but in UK there's a high rate of lack. Like, if I tell you in simpler words, like, UK literacy rate is higher, but it has lack of togetherness. Like, let's talk about the problems which C banner might face if they are trying to, or they are thinking to expand their business in the UK. The most basic and the biggest problem they might face is the Brexit problem, which is going on for a while now. I think it is almost at its end, but no one is knowing when Brexit is gonna happen. So UK is trying to bring the more jobs in the UK for its citizen. It is easy to register, and in to operate a business in UK, it's not that much difficult. They are having simple rules and regulation to someone is trying to bring their business in the UK and like that. So one of the biggest issue they might face, if from the horse culture, the wait, cut on. I'm just sorry. So if we are talking about the and the first and the most important thing, not the first thing, but it is one of the most important thing which see banner should see. China is a collectivist country, as far as UK is individualist. What is collectivistic and individualistic? Like, over there, there are many groups which are working for many other companies or with the many other groups as well. But in the UK, if we see individualistic, so they are just focused on one individual thing. It might be a group or it might be a company. So they might face these kind of problems for to bringing their company to the UK. And one more, like, learning more about one's own culture also serves many different things. You have there might be the language barriers, because because in China they prefer Chinese rather than any other languages, right? So they might face language barriers. So there it might be a big issue for them as well. Moving forward, if we talk about relevant strategies, they should build a lasting and a trusting relationship, because in China mostly people do not trust with the other person. They don't share their personal information. For example, they do not share their bank details and many personal details which in UK they might have to provide. And moving forward, the that graph will be explained by one of my colleagues. Who is doing the next slide, the graph one?
Okay,
Okay.
below I used the sixth dimension of Hastings theory to analyze cultural difference between China and the British that the Seabanner Company may encounter. First of all, power distance aspect. From the picture can be seen that the Chinese right registration system is more stringent. China's power distance is 18 far greater than Britain's 35. Management and employees have a clear hierarchy and individualism. British employees are more autonomous and have their own ideas. Chinese staff autonomy is known to follow the instructions and tasks issued by the administrator, and the Chinese employee cannot be emotionally and socially independent. Chinese employees are usually very concerned about the atmosphere of work and the feeling between their partners. If they feel that the working atmosphere and colleagues get along very awkward, this will greatly reduce work efficiency. At the masculinity level, China and Britain, like the UK, judge success meaning by achievement, self-confidence, and merit. For the Chinese, uncertainty avoidance is very important. Chinese culture encourages people to settle down and focus on one job for life. Security is very important to Chinese employees. As a result, the Chinese long-term orientation is very clear. Do not like to change the working environment and the living environment frequently, while Britain tend to be flexible and informal. Chinese culture encourages people to restrain their desires and follow the prescribed system and indulgence life. The British value is very high, related to the concept of freedom. Next, my team will introduce the management of cultural differences.
Uh, my name is Syed Mohammad Hassan. I will introduce strategies to management culture differences. When recruiting colleagues from different countries, different societies, it is of relevant significance to guarantee that their way of life is regarded and appreciated. Individuals can be from totally separate regions of the world, yet at the same time have the significant qualities to make a fabulous business relationship between China and UK. While recruiting any colleagues, it is critical to have a visit about what they appreciate from the work environment and find out about their requirements. This guarantees that representatives know precisely what they need are and how to treat the working environment, and the China inclined towards a more primary structure and progression, but the UK are known to stand up their brands. The Chinese are more open with their emotions, whereas the UK has expression, expressionary style, and the nation in the UK consider themselves to be unmistakable substance, which they are glad for and which can cause a complaint of relevant. The UK, there are some differences, and like the two countries are planning. Firstly, the implementation of strategy plan for each agency, like turnover per cost of recruit, promotions, hiring practice, retention, employee behavior, professional development, and success planning and monitoring, and leadership, and the culture and climate change between these two countries, and the organization impact on these are reporting, exit interviews, and promotion and marketing, and suppliers relationships between these two countries, and strategies, the diversely reporting, diversely version and mission statements, create strategies, plan. Now I think we should go to conclusion.
Guys, there's one slide missing for reference, for conclusion. Like the last slide was Hassan.
Alif, you were doing the conclusion, right?
Hassan is doing the 12th slide, and there's one slide missing, which is conclusion.
Yeah. Guys, who was doing the conclusion?
Jeremy? Jeremy,
Yes, I am. Oh,
you have to do the conclusion.
okay. To sum up, CPAN development in the UK may include different developers and different management s- methods culture
Arey,
change.
listen. You are presenting the conclusion, but there is one slide missing for the conclusion. You do have to put the slide in the in presentation, right? In PPT, you have to put a slide for conclusion.
What?
Hassan, Hassan